Up again, down again, up again. What a wild ride it's been for Bitcoin today. After briefly decoupling from the stock market during its losing week last week, Bitcoin rallied to as high as $58,000 today, after plunging briefly as much as 5% earlier in the day. And that is just one of the reasons why we dollar cost average. You combine all that with William Captain James T. Kirk Shatner soaring into space this morning, and it can't possibly get much more exciting.
This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only. Nothing on this podcast should be construed as financial advice. All views expressed on this podcast are solely the opinions of the host and/or any guests that we might have from time to time. Nothing on this podcast should be construed as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or to follow a particular investing strategy.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Bitcoin Bulletin Podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 13th, and that means it is DCA Wednesday. Today will be stack number 12 in this journey that we started all the way back on July 28th. That means that we've currently stacked $220 at an average cost basis so far of $46,496.49. Just 2 weeks ago, we were stacking at $42,845, and we were actually underwater for the first time in this 11 stack journey that we've had. But boy, how things can change in the Bitcoin space. If you're just joining us, we have been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, testing out the strategy, the tried and true strategy known as dollar cost averaging, which for those of you who are not familiar with DCA, that is defined as an investment strategy where you invest your money in equal portions at regular intervals regardless of price. As the saying goes, time in the markets beats timing the markets every time it's tried. We started this stack. We chose $20. We were going to stack once a week at just $20 a week. The reason we chose $20 is because for a lot of people listening, that isn't very much money. Most people in the United States and Europe should be able to scrounge up $20 every Wednesday. For some people, that might not be very much money at all. And like I said, this is not investment advice. As always, do your own research. You pick an amount that you're comfortable with. As they say, never invest more money than you can lose. Certainly don't invest any money that you need to survive in the immediate future. But again, do your own research, make your own decisions, and you do you. But if you're following along with us, we're going to stack $20 every Wednesday. And we're going to keep doing that until we all become either stinking filthy rich, Bitcoin crashes and goes to zero, or you just get bored and stop listening. Today we were going to do something a little new and introduce the Fireside Chat edition, but due to technical difficulties, we had to move this indoors, and we're going to keep it short and simple, and maybe we'll try the Fireside Chat later this week, or maybe we'll wait till next Wednesday for DCA Wednesday. I guess it kind of depends when those technical difficulties get taken care of. But let's take a real quick look at the stats. Currently, Bitcoin is worth $58,215.16 apiece. We are at a current block height of 704,912. It's been 182 days since our all-time high above 64,000 back on April 14th, 2021. And again, this is going to be our 12th stack. If you're just joining us, they say the best time to purchase Bitcoin was 10 years ago, but the second best time is right now. So hopefully you decide to join us. Better late than never. A few other important stats. As you know, I like to pay attention to the 24-hour transaction rate. Last week it was back up from below 3 transactions a second to 3.31 transactions per second. Currently, it's 3.2 transactions per second, so just a little bit better. We had just had a difficulty adjustment for the last DCA Wednesday, and we're not due for another adjustment for a few more days now. It looks like the next adjustment's going to be on October 18th, and depending where you look, it's going to be anywhere between 1.4% to 3.13%. Obviously, we won't know for sure until it gets a little bit closer, depending on how much hash power comes online. If you've been following the news, a lot of the headlines are basically that the United States has overtaken China in mining and hash power. That's a no-brainer since China has basically gone to zero, kicked out all their miners. I was just reading yesterday that Bitmain has even stopped shipping any miners to anyone in China. So even anybody that wanted to violate the ban isn't going to be able to buy from Bitmain. And that's okay because, as you know, all China did was shoot themselves in the foot. A lot of people made the comparison to the Chinese treasure fleet back when the Chinese government got jealous of just how rich their merchants were getting, and so they basically destroyed all the maps and charts that the Chinese merchants were using, and that destroyed shipping and for China and set them way behind, destroyed their advantage and put them way behind the rest of the world. And that appears to be exactly what they're doing with mining. And that's just fine by me because maybe we'll finally be done with China FUD once and for all. All right, well, every time I get a late start, it seems like it ends up costing me money. And Bitcoin's already gone up a couple $100 just since I started talking, and obviously it's way up compared to earlier today. So let's go ahead and get that stack on. As usual, we're going to use the Cash App. Almost an undisclaimer, Cash App is not a sponsor of the podcast. I've been using Cash App all along because it's just really easy. You can download it for free, and in fact, if you follow our referral link that's in the show notes, you'll get $5 just for signing up and using Cash App if you follow their terms and conditions. And then we'll get $5 because you clicked on the link, so that'll help us out as well. Cash App charges about 2.25% in fees, and that is not the cheapest place to purchase Bitcoin, but it's certainly less expensive than several other options. And one of the bonuses about Cash App is that if you follow their terms and conditions, they will let you withdraw your Bitcoin to your hardware wallet for free. So even though you're paying a little bit of a fee to make that purchase, if you save the mining fee when you transfer it out to your hard wallet, you can end up coming out ahead, actually. So we're going to use Cash App. And I already have $20 on the Cash App, which is odd for me because normally I don't keep any money on there. But we're going to click on the B button in the bottom right-hand corner, which is, if you don't have the newest version of Cash App, they made a little bit of a redesign. Then we're going to click on the Buy button. I'm going to manually enter $20. And again, they will let you automate this, but as you know, if you've been listening, there's something I like about the tangibility of typing in $20 and hitting enter. It just makes it feel more real for me. I like to obsess with the price and follow the charts all day long anyway, which may be unhealthy, but like I said, you do you. And I'm going to enter $20. It says that's going to get us 33,521 sats at a price of $58,321.65. There's that 45-cent fee, so we're investing $19.55 plus 45-cent fee for that total of $20. And all we have to do is click confirm. And voila, we have purchased 33,521 additional sats. And that is going to bring our stack up to 506,675 Satoshis and drop our average cost basis down to $47,367.64. So we've invested a total of $240, including fees, and our sats are worth $295.50. So that's not too shabby at all. Of course, we are in the middle of an epic bull run, and it's always a lot easier to look like a financial guru when Bitcoin's on the way up. Who knows what it'll look like if we enter another crypto winter, but again, dollar cost averaging is a long-term play, and if you subscribe to the 210,000 block theory, such as Adam Meister espouses on his One Bitcoin show, there has never been a period in history where if you go back approximately 4 years, 210,000 blocks, that Bitcoin has ever been cheaper than it was 4 years ago. So only time will tell. We've only been stacking since July 28th, but so far so good. Hey, if you've been enjoying this podcast and you would like to help support us, there are a number of ways you can do so. Obviously, as we mentioned, if you do have the ability to tip on Twitter and you're not already, you can follow us, and we're at BTC Bulletin Pod on Twitter. So we'd appreciate the follow. And if you have the ability, you can tip us there. Also, if you don't have the Cash App already and you would like to use the Cash App to add to your stack, there is a referral link in the show notes. And if you sign up for Cash App and follow their terms and conditions, but if you do so by clicking on that referral link in the show notes, you'll get $5 free, and we'll get $5 free as well just for you signing up. Another way is I've written several books, but the one that is most relevant to this podcast is Understanding Bitcoin for Noobs, and it's available at both Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, and obviously by purchasing any of my books, that will help support the podcast. You can also support us directly through Anchor.com, and there's a support link in the show notes. And last but not least, we also include a Base32 Bitcoin address in the show notes where you can send us Bitcoin directly if you choose to do so. And if you'd like to contact me or give us any suggestions on what you'd like about the show or what you don't like about the show, again, we're at BTC Bulletin Pod on Twitter. And you can also contact me via email at bitcoinbulletin@protonmail.com. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Bitcoin Bulletin Podcast, DCA Wednesday edition. As usual, thank you for listening, and keep stacking those sats, you sexy sat stackers.